Hey everyone, so this video is a little different in the sense that I kind of want to talk about injuries. I know it's a Debbie Downer, but as a fighter, we've all gone through them. If you haven't, bless you, bless your soul. I hope it never happens to you, but injuries do occur. Why do I bring it up? Okay, so as many of you may or may not know, because of my disability, my boxing skills are not, I wouldn't say they're not up to par, but to my standards. And we are our worst critic. So where a lot of people say, wow, Liz, I think your boxing skills are great, I always feel like I can work at. There's, as you know, my jab comes up short. So what I've been working on these past few months is mainly boxing. And so I speak about injuries because last week, I want to say not the Saturday that just passed, but the Saturday before that, I actually injured my left arm, my left hand. Now, why is this so important? Why am I discussing this with you? Why am I bringing this up? Because in my 34 years of being on this earth, I have never hurt my left hand. And so when I hurt it during sparring, what happened? Well, basically, actually, it wasn't during sparring. It was actually during pad holding. One of my teammates was holding pads for me. I went for a hook, and when I hooked, I hit more so with the wrist than the knuckle on this hand. And so when it's in my hands in the glove, my hands are already wrapped up, it's already like locked in, it's already locked in the glove. So when I hit the pad for a hook and I hit it with my wrist, then my knuckle, it sprained. So why is this such a big deal for me? Well, first off, like I said, I've never injured my left hand. My right hand, to be honest, I haven't injured it yet. Knock on wood. I have no wood around me, but we'll do that later. So I've never injured my left hand. My teammate was holding pads for me. I hit it incorrectly, and so it began to swell up. It began to turn red, and it hurt like hell. Now, the reason why I mention this is because as a fighter, injuries are gonna happen. It's how we deal with them afterwards. So I really had to take a step back and be like, okay, well, I've been working for months on my boxing skills, on my hands, trying to articulate certain movements, certain boxing movements that I can incorporate into my Thai boxing. So when I do pick up another fight, my hands are, now I wouldn't say the least of my worries, but I have more confidence with my hands. Will I ever feel like I'm super confident where I'm like a super boxer? Probably not, but it's something that I'm working at. So now what happened? I've been out of the gym as far as Muay Thai. I have not been holding pads. I have not been using my hands at all. And to be honest, I kind of went into like not necessarily a state of depression, but I was really down on myself because I took it like, damn, I have to take now a step back. I'm practicing my boxing, and now that I injured my left hand, like I've said, I've never injured this hand in my life, and I don't want to try to like rush the healing process, and then hit it again, injure it again, and cause an even greater injury. Given my career as a teacher, it's already difficult as is to get my training in with the hours that I need to put in for the gym, with the hours I need to put in at work, after work. And for everyone that knows, teaching doesn't end at 3, sometimes it doesn't even end at 4, but I still manage to get to the gym, at least 4 to 5 times a week, even with the injury. Now, what have I been doing? Okay, well, it's a little bit better today. It's been a week since I've injured it, but I've been taking ibuprofen, okay, some Advil. I've been icing it at night, and mind you, I only take like one serving, we'll say like 2 pills of Advil at a time, and icing it like right out, like at night, right before I go to bed. Hopefully I can wake up and it can be, less inflamed. It was, like I said, it was swollen, it was red, and it was a scary moment for myself because this has never happened to me. So, we go through these experiences as fighters where we're injured, and it really comes down to your mindset, how you're thinking. If you look at it and you say, okay, well, damn, I need to take one step back. Yes, you can look at it as taking one step back, but like many people know, hey, if you need to take one step back to eventually take 2 steps forward to progress, so be it. It happens. It's part of the journey. And now it's part of my journey. So I've been out of the gym for about a week. I'm trying to get back in. It feels a bit better. But what have I been doing instead? Now, yes, I lied. I have not been out of the gym. Okay, I'm a little stubborn, but I have not been hitting or punching with my left hand, neither my right, to be honest. I took a step back and I said, okay, we're going to take this moment as a way to go back to the fundamentals, go back to the basics. Let's go back to kicking. Because obviously, if I can't punch, if I can't grab weights to lift and do upper body, like even push-ups were hurting. To be honest, I was trying to grab my lunch bag, which is not that heavy, and trying to hold it in one hand, and it was just added pressure. Now, for those who don't know, I actually don't have much of a grip on this hand, especially with what the object that I'm holding. If it has weight, it tends to slip. I can't, grab, I can't clamp down. It's just basically like me it's like a clamp, but eventually the weight will slip. So that was my struggle for the last week. I had to figure out, okay, if I can't punch, if I can't hold pads, because again, when you hold pads, let me show you. When I hold pads, I put my hand through the straps, right? The problem is, this is what's hurting. So this is how I hold pads, and it becomes an issue when I'm holding for people, because what was initially injured, or still is injured, is my wrist. Not my knuckles, my wrist. So I haven't been to class for Muay Thai class. I will be going to class today because I want to at least help others, help crew out with the class. I have been MIA, but I have been coming to the gym on my own time. What have I been doing? Okay, well, like I said, we're going back to the fundamentals. We're going back to kicking. We're working on footwork. We're working on heavy bag and shin conditioning. We're working on just angles. We have to take, when I say we as fighters, even those who are not fighting, those who just are lifting, and you're still going through an injury, you have to take it for what it is. Do not stress yourself, okay? Focus on the things you can do, because all of this is a way to evolve. This is how you evolve as a person. This is how you evolve as a fighter. A lot of people think that the fighter mentality just applies to fighting. No, it applies to your life as well, okay? We always stay humble. We always want to make sure that what we apply at the gym, we apply it to our everyday lives. You're not going to be a great fighter and then think you could be a shitty person on the side. That's not how it works. And so I went through this phase, we'll call it depression in a sense, because like I said, I was really down on myself. I was like, damn, I can't punch. And because I can't punch, what do I do now? Like, yeah, I could kick. Yeah, I can go back to kicking, but it's like, do I want to do that? And it's just like, yes, absolutely. Because footwork, angles, shin conditioning, all that is still incorporated in Muay Thai. It's still used in Muay Thai. So why not finesse those movements? Why not work more on my footwork, on angles? So when I do get back into the gym and I start hitting pads with my hands, and imagine that with the kicks and angling out, I could put 2 and 2 together, and that's how you evolve as a fighter. Now, you have to understand that when you go through injuries, you're not just waiting to heal, okay? You're not just waiting to heal. You're sharpening other parts of your game, okay? Your other tools. You sharpen your kicks, like I said, you better your footwork, and you have that growth mindset. You have to adapt when things don't go as planned. And that is the biggest thing to do in a fight. When you start your round one and you see that, okay, certain things aren't working, why would you continue doing it? That's the definition of insanity. Doing the same thing and expecting different results. So, like I said, this injury, you have to train around the injury. You have to work with it. Let's say you injured your ankle. Okay, there are people who are on wheelchairs and they're still boxing. Why can't you? I'm not saying you have to be super crazy, on your couch or sofa or anything like that, but there's still other things you can do. For my fighters, please don't get down on yourself. I swear, these are the things that make you a true fighter. Even at the highest level, I spoke to a coach from a different gym, and he said even at the highest level, like even at the ultimate fighter, TUF, the ones who make it aren't exactly the strongest, but the ones who adapt when things don't go as planned, those are the ones who succeed. I spoke to this coach and we said that a lot of fighters, we struggle with setbacks. And a few of us actually talk about setbacks. And we should be talking about these setbacks because there are fighters that have fought in my gym. There are fighters who are still fighting in my gym on the team that have gone through injuries, that have gone through other things that affect them mentally. And there's nothing wrong with talking to someone about it. You need to push through. You can't, you have to think of, take me for example, okay? I was born with a disability and here I am training Muay Thai. If I can do it, why can't you? Now, like I said, I'm injured. So it happens. It happens to all of us. It is what it is. And like I said, it's part of the journey. It's part of the process. Okay, it's what makes us great again. Okay, the real ones don't just train and fight. Okay, we fight through life. This is part of life, getting injured. I know no one wants to be injured. I know no one wants that to happen to their loved ones. But unfortunately, that is life, and that's what happens. And what really sets you apart from others is how you get through it. And so I want you guys to take every setback, every injury, every moment that knocks you down as another test, okay? A test of who you really are, because ultimately that's what it comes down to. How you process through injuries, how you process through even, we'll say, losses, it all defines who you are as a fighter and as a person in everyday life, because at the end of the day, we all know we're all human. Muay Thai makes us feel powerful, okay? Any sort of mixed martial arts makes you feel powerful. But it's understanding that it's not just a sport, okay? It's a mirror. It's a reflection of who you really are. It reflects the fighters physically, mentally, emotionally, and we evolve. We grow from this. I always talk about growth, having a growth mindset, a positive mindset, and this is something that I really wanted to address because I know a lot of people go through things that I go through, if not to extreme circumstances or less extreme circumstances, but at the end of the day, it's all relatively the same idea, sharing the reality of all this, we can share the frustration, share the mental endurance that we have, and to get through it, to push forward, to push through it. There's nothing wrong with sharing your experiences, good and bad, with the general public, which is why I want to make this video. These setbacks, these things that happen to us as fighters, as human beings in the adult world, we need to use our heads, think about a way of how to turn this and, we'll say, convert it into tackling fuel, and that's really what makes us a better fighter, is how you go through the process and how you take the challenges that you're facing and how you make it a positive one. Okay, no matter what the health conditions can be, where your mindset's at, speak to someone, talk to all of us, express yourself, because at the end of the day, somebody might be going through the same thing and they'll be like, you know what? They're right. They're absolutely right. Why am I down on myself when I can do more? Like I said, I was born with a physical defect, birth defect. So in a sense, I'm not trying to throw pity on myself, but in a sense, I didn't start from ground zero. I didn't start at zero like most people when they first started training Muay Thai. In reality, the way I look at it is I kind of started from, we'll say, -50. So what do I need to do? I needed to compensate that -50 to 0 and then move forward. Because again, I'm not trying to throw a pity party on myself, but that's how I look at it. That's why a lot of people have given me credit and know that when I put my mind to something, I do it, and I do it 100%, or at least I do my full potential. Because it's like, I'm not going to train for a fight and half-ass it. And then I'm not saying I'm going to do like only a certain amount because of my disability. No, I'm going to put it all. My work ethic is go, 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 train. I'm the first one. I like to be the first one in the gym. I'm not trying to like supersede anybody. I'm not trying to show off. I'm just trying to demonstrate to the world, to you guys, that I have to work, and I have to work harder than most, but I'm putting in that work. And I'm not going to sit here and feel sorry for myself and pity myself all because of something that I have zero control of. I was born like this, 34 years, here I am, still with this hand, and like I said, I actually injured it, and that was a week ago. So much so, you guys are actually the first ones to find out, because I still have yet to tell my mother or my father. So they're probably like watching this video, hi mom, hi dad, perdón. And they're probably like, why haven't you said anything? Because we know I don't tell my parents my injuries. Like I said, this is my first injury, but I don't tell them every single injury, because it's like, I don't want to worry them. But this injury in particular did worry me, because I would speak to other fighters and they were saying like, what if it's a hairline fracture, which is true. What if? But I'm not gonna self-wallow in the what if world. I'm not going to just drown myself in that what if this happened, what if that happened. No, I'm just gonna do what I need to do. I got some anti-inflammatory pills, keep healing, work on my legs, work on my kicks, footwork, angles, and just keep having that fire, that fuel that pushes me to be like, you know what? It happens. I'm gonna get through this. I can do this. And you know what? Next week is gonna look different. It's Monday. Let's make it a great day. Why not? Let's make it a great week. Let's make it to one where not only will I recover fully by the end of next week, or I'm sorry, by the end of this week, but then I'm going to be so much better, because I was working on my hands before, and now I've been working on my legs. I've been lifting as well. I've been lifting, doing squats, leg presses, leg extensions, hamstrings, working on my calves. Oh, my calves were burning the other day for days. But yeah, just really focusing on pushing forward, knowing that, okay, we had a rough week. We maybe had a rough 2 weeks. I'm not going to sit here and say it is what it is, because I'm not going to accept that. It's all depends on the efforts that I end up putting in. So today, we're going to continue. We're going to do more leg workouts. And we're going to hit the bag. One of the reasons why I want people to also share their stories, share their injuries, even the losses, is because you gain new insight on your own journey, on your own personal journey. You start realizing the type of person you are, the type of person you want to be, the discipline you want to integrate into your life. And just like I said, that mindset where you're just like, you know what? Screw that. This is going to make me better. With time. Yes, be patient. I know it stinks. Nobody wants to be sidelined. Nobody wants to sideline themselves. But at the end of the day, heal. Slow down a little bit and figure things out, to be honest. Because, like I said, it's all about you. Don't hurt yourself. Don't beat yourself up about it. There's no reason to do that, because it's your experience. You're playing your own game. As a fighter, you get in that ring. If you don't adapt to how the other person is attacking you, how the other person is defending your moves, you're not going to be able to win. Okay? Don't get frustrated. Just how you can't get emotional and frustrated in the ring, don't get frustrated with life. Things happen. And so with that, I want us to take a moment, think about where we're going from here, and be like, you know what? Set a plan in place. Set a plan in place physically as far as like your workouts, and set a plan mentally. Like, hey, I'm not going to think like this. I'm going to think like this. And I know that my mindset needs to be adjusted due to this pressure. And to be honest, that's what separates fighters. That's what separates fighters from everybody else. It's how we are able to adapt, how we're able to take the challenges that are thrown at us and work through them. These are just obstacles. We always say challenges are just obstacles. Doesn't mean we can't get through them. Just means might be a little tedious too. So please take a moment. Okay, think about it. Happy Monday, everyone. And I hope all is well. All right.